Nigga ride the tricycle? What's all that fucking noise? Alright, damn. Shit. Come on in here. Come on in here. What up, y'all? What's up, Trust a Shooter? Trust a Shooter, can't make no free throws. What's up? My man, Trust a Shooter make layups and three-pointers. Nothing in between. What's up, Nazrullah? Free throws and threes, huh? Hey, what's up, man? How's it going, bro? Yes, sir. You have a good one. Yes, sir. What's up, Frank Green? Oh, yeah. Salute. Salute. How did that reading work out for y'all? Let me know if it helped you. I'm going to do some more live readings on the show, probably either Monday or Tuesday. Monday is, I'm busy as man. That's why I ain't been on here. Like, I've been crazy busy. Crazy busy. Yeah. See, I was good at mid-range because my footwork is crazy. That's the only way a fat nigga like me could hoop is because I had good footwork. I wasn't gonna outrun nobody. Definitely ain't gonna outjump nobody. Nigga, I'm not gonna outcross nobody over. Well, if I play basketball now, I lose. Shit, I bet the only person I could probably beat in basketball today is Todd. Other than Todd, I probably will beat nobody on earth in basketball these days. I suck. I'm talking about back, I don't play no more, but back when I used to play, shit. Footwork. Footwork is how you create that space. What's up, Jordan? Kept good energy in the house. I appreciate that. That's my hope. Like, that's how I want my book to come out. But my book is done. It's been done for about 2 months now. I'm just getting it edited. And this book is way bigger than the last book. This book is like 63 pages. So it's still not a big book, but I wanted to keep it short. Initially, I was going to keep it like at 23, 24 pages. So I want to keep it simple, something that people can just go back and keep referencing as they need it. But I had to keep talking about it. I kept adding shit in it. So this new book is 63 pages. And the Patreon, we're going to spend a lot of time in Patreon helping with this book and helping people with, I'm doing like a once a month webinar on Patreon on the book. And then like a once a month Q&A on the book. So like once a month, we're going to cover a topic. And then like 2 weeks after that, we're going to do like a once a month Q&A on the Patreon. Where we can really get down and ask questions. But yeah, like the whole card reading is to help me diagnose things fast. Because I've been working with families and communication for a long time. And now that I added card reading, that's what it is, folks. Whatever you do, don't be afraid to add to your game. It's like life is like basketball. The best basketball players add a new piece to their game every offseason. One offseason, I'm going to add a right hand. The next offseason, I'm going to add a step back. Offseason after that, I'm going to add a step back, side step back. This next season, I'm going to add to where I can step back to a step back to the left, and then I'm gonna add a step back to the right. Then I'm gonna add the next off season. I'm gonna add post game, left shoulder. This off season, next off season, I'm gonna add my right shoulder post game, and that's what you do. Like I love helping people with their relationships and all that shit. I love that, but these cards, nigga. These cards make it to where I can get right on point with your issues in your relationship. I ain't got to spend no time asking 10,000 questions. I will ask questions, but in the old days, I used to have these intake forms for my relationship business at Breakthrough. I had these intake forms, and on those intake forms, it basically was asking me to describe everything going on so I can sort of get down to the nitty gritty. But even with the intake forms, it would still take 2 or 3 months really to zero in on what's going on in somebody's relationship. These cards, I know what's going on in people's relationships. I read your card, then I read your spouse's card, and then I read your composite card, because every person has their personal card, but every relationship also has a composite card. And Frank Green, I didn't even do y'all composite card. Like, I can get way deeper in y'all relationship if y'all came back or whatever, if anybody. Once I read the composite card for the relationship. Because once I read the composite card, that's going to tell me exactly where the downfalls and traps are in your relationship. I mean, exactly. And it's also going to show me where you can win in your relationships. It's going to show me the best way for y'all to communicate in y'all relationship. It's going to show me all that shit. Hell yeah. And with this card reading shit, this is an infinite. Like, I've been reading them for myself for a while, but I'm just now really starting to put myself out there to y'all on reading this shit. But this shit is a lifelong study in science. What's up, Free Truth? What's up, Gregory X? Every time I see Gregory X's photo, I keep thinking that's Tony Browder. Next week's card is a 4 of clubs. I mean, what's up, Quan? Next week's card is a 4 of diamonds. Monday starts the 4 of diamonds week. And so let me give y'all a quick preview of what the 4 of diamonds is. 4 of diamonds represents stability. Stability, loyalty, and it's also a card of a lot of money. This week we in right now is a 3 of diamonds week, and 3 of diamonds is like, think of when you think of the 3 of diamonds like this week is, and this is something I don't think I said on Monday. The 3 of diamonds, think of bipolar. 3 of diamonds is a bipolar card. It's very rough, but it can also bring in a lot of good money too. Let me give you an example. The best example of a 3 of diamonds, like for people in here in the chat room, how's y'all week going? Have y'all week, press the number 1 if your week is just being random. It's been up and it's been down. Press the number 1. If your week has been like kind of like, it's kind of bullshit going on this week. There's been some good shit, but it's been some bullshit. That's 3 of diamonds. Guess who is the 3 of diamonds? Donald Trump. That's his card. So when you think of a 3 of diamonds, think of Donald Trump. Kind of schizophrenic, kind of back and forth, kind of And that motherfucker wealthy as hell, but he's a dumbass. And this week, for a lot of y'all in the chat room, I'm sure has been a Donald Trump type week, where it's been a whole bunch of like, ugh. Yeah, last name first, you just been off. That's the three of diamonds. That's the effect of the three of diamonds. You've been kind of mentally off. It's just, same with me. It's, like, this week is, man, I ain't been on with y'all, because this week has been frustrating as fuck for me, man. I mean, because I run, the hard part about what I do, I run 4 different businesses, right? It's 3 that I'm actively running. One of them is kind of passive. One of my businesses is passive. So I don't have to, I have to work, but I don't have to work that hard at it because I've been doing this shit for so long. My apartments, it's just like, my apartments are like, fucking like, what do you call that? That's like an auto pay right now these days. I'm so good at that shit. But I still it's still weeks I have to work. And this week I had to actually work with my apartments. I got them all, I got like all 4 exterminated. Like I sent the exterminator out, so I had to call tenants. All that shit. Like usually I don't do shit with my apartments, but this week I had to actually work my ass off. Nigga, and then I got my breakthrough company with my readings. This week was a little slow on the readings. But then I got the 2 podcasts, 3 if I include Craig Facts, 4. It's 3 different podcasts. And then I'm still got to organize my drum samples. Like I have my sample packs coming out pretty soon, but I'm putting those together. I got the new show coming in the metaverse. And that's been crazy because I'm building out my metaverse world right now. So I've been having to have a lot of meetings with that. And my t-shirts, I'm about to get them put in a few stores here in LA. Like my t-shirts, it's gonna be one version that's sold online, and it's gonna be a different version that's sold locally here in LA. Y'all, if you live in LA, you're gonna want the local. You're gonna want the LA edition of all my t-shirts. Bigger printing on everything. I've been getting that shit coordinated, and nigga, and I've been driving Uber this week because I got Uber bills like a motherfucker, and I got some ads I want to put together. I'm like, man, I ain't dipping in. I'm not dipping into my money. I'm about to Uber, and whatever money I make on Uber, I'm about to dump that shit in the ads. That's what I'll do. Like, I used to Uber full time. No, I never Uber full time. I Uber part time back in the day. But I don't really Uber like that no more. I haven't really Ubered much in the last 3 years. I probably Ubered 5 times in the last 3 years. But anytime I know I have a marketing push, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and Uber. And whatever I make, I'm gonna match that, and I'm gonna put that in ads. So y'all about to start seeing, I'm putting together ads for my book. I'm putting together ads for the Cardology, and I'm putting together ads for the Music Family Tree. And I'm about to start advertising that on different channels. Like I think I'm gonna run some ads on D Tubman's channel. Y'all know D Tubman. She follow Tariq and Jason Black. She reposts all that stuff. Salute to D Tubman. She's beautiful. She's a beautiful person. I'm about to run some ads on her channel. I'm about to run some ads on Instagram. I'm about to run a fuck ton of ads. So I'm like, man, I'm about to Uber and match whatever I make and put that into my ads. Like, I don't stop. I don't stop. Like I've been running 18-hour days this week, and it's been all kind of roadblocks, nigga. And I'm getting ready to print these t-shirts out. I had to find some silk screen people. It's just been a lot of shit that go on this week. But that's 3 of diamonds. 3 of diamonds is You know, I had drama with, with some people I know, and it wasn't my drama. It was me moderating other people's drama. I have two different sets of friends where I was moderating their bullshit. I'm like, oh, and I'm over here reading people and shit, getting paid to read people, and then I'm getting on the phone to moderate goddamn supposedly normal ass people. So it's like, I'm like, man, I really didn't like Uber is cool. I don't mind Uber. It's just nothing that, I never in my life want to have to do that shit full time. Hell no. But if you need to make a quick, you know, $600-700, if you know how to Uber the surges out here in LA, you can do that. You can make $600-700, and you know, especially like when the farm, or when it's like it's always concerts. You do them post concert surges. One ride gonna pay you $75-80, and then hopefully if it ain't too far, you go right back to that hoe and get the late people coming out that concert. Get that 2 and 3 points, nigga. And then I'll do that and like, okay, I'll be like, okay, I made $500. I'm about to put up 1,000 in ads. And then once I'm done, I did the same thing like around Christmas time. And it worked, because once you put that money up in ads, whatever you put up in ads, that shit always come back plus some. But sometimes you got to get to that motherfucking bridge. About two $40 surges. There's no contrast to cardology and astrology. They work together. Astrology and cardology is astrology divided into a calendar. That's all cardology is. Cardology is astrology mixed with numerology, but it's divided into the calendar. 52 cards. The 52 cards represent the 4 seasons. Hearts are spring, clubs are summer, diamonds are fall, spades are the winter. Spades are your spirituality. Your clubs are your talkers, and it's mental. Like if you're a club, and off the top, your biggest problems are in your own mind. And if you're a heart, I know your biggest problems are emotional. And if I know you're a diamond, you're stubborn. That could be an issue. You get in your own fucking way. And if you're a spades, goddamn it, you think you know. You be trying to hide from people, thinking that you're getting away with some shit. I know those things off top. I know if you're a 2, I could either be dealing with stability, but it could also be a fighting, because two can join together, but it also takes 2 to tango, 2 to box. So if I know if I'm dealing with a 2, I'm dealing with that. If I'm dealing with a 3, I'm dealing with some levels of certain levels of how can I say this in a nice way? Instability. 3s can be unstable sometimes. 4s are very stable. 5s are fucking bipolar. It's just like in math. With a 5, you can round up or round down, but 5s are variables. You don't know what the fuck you gonna get from a 5. 6s are also stable. 7s are spiritual, or either spiritually in check or spiritual fucking radicals. If I'm dealing with 8, I know I'm dealing with a person that has a certain level of a higher level of stability, meaning that they have like when you think of an 8, you think a high-rise building. When I'm dealing with a 9, I know I'm dealing with either a crazy motherfucker or the greatest motherfucker on earth. Because 9 is the hardest number to achieve. 9 has all numbers within it. So 9 people with a 9 have sometimes the highest goals to meet. But when you have the highest goals, that means it's also the hardest to reach. And most people fail. And then when I'm dealing with a 10, I'm dealing with a master. Either a master asshole or a master great at what they do. I'm dealing with a jack, I'm dealing with an asshole. Like jacks, just like that. Jacks are dickheads. Jacks are like very immature. But they're great, but they're immature. If I'm dealing with a queen, if it's a woman, she gonna have her shit together. If it's a male, if that male's not in line with his feminine side, he's gonna be kind of crazy. Like a male that's a queen has to be secure within himself, because if he's not, he's gonna be a tyrant on his family. If I'm dealing with a king, you're dealing with me. I'm a king. Kings are the top of the deck. But kings could also be know-it-alls. Kings could be assholes. I could be that sometimes. And when I'm dealing with an ace, I'm dealing with either the most refined or the most immature. It's not gonna really be much of a. Those are just the general guidelines of cardology. And then you have another level of cardology is, and I just gave y'all basics. It gets with every number and every suite, you can literally write a whole 200-page book, 300-page book on every card, all 52 cards. Like you could easily write a 300-page book on each card and still not cover it all. I just gave y'all basics of basics. And then another dope thing about cardology, the two colors, the red and the black, those represents night and day, yin and yang, the masculine and feminine principle. The 4 suites also represent the 4 laws, the 4 elements of the universe: earth, fire, air, water. Earth, fire, air, water. Yeah, that's all 4. The 4 suites also represent the 4 basic elements of physics, the 4 laws of motion, the 4 directions of time, north, south, east, west. Yeah, cardology is hella deep. And then every person has a 13-card suite. So not only do you have your sun card, you have a card that's in Mercury, and that's where your knowledge of astrology comes in. You got to understand the planet Mercury and how Mercury affects things. Then you got Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto. You have a moon card. You have a lesson card. When I read your cosmic lesson, that sort of tells me what your year's going to look like what goals you're looking to achieve that year. You have a reward card, and that reward card tells me what it looks like once you achieve those goals, or what it looks like if you don't achieve those goals. Or not. When I say goals, I mean we all have things that we know that we're here to do. Like it's something inside of you saying, do this, do that. But motherfuckers don't listen. Truth is, we wouldn't need no cardology, we wouldn't need no astrology, numerology, none of this shit if we just follow our instincts. The instincts are always telling you what to do. Most people just ignore the instincts. And so what cardology does is it's putting you on a path to where your instincts would have put your ass anyway had you fucking listened. That's why when people come give me a reading and I'll say something, they'll be like, yo, how'd you know that? Nigga, because we all connected to a universal mind, you dig? And sciences like cardology were put here. No one knows how old cardology is. Like nobody old knows how old this shit is. That's how old Cardology is. No one knows when this shit came. Some people say the Egyptians, some people say the Atlanteans, some people say the Lemurians, but nobody knows. The cards predate tarot. And the cards were created because throughout time, there's nothing new on Earth. Civilizations have always risen and fallen. Civilizations have always fought. And when new civilizations come in, they tame the knowledge and education of the civilization they took over. Why am I saying that? Cardology was created as a game. So throughout time, the reason why it survived is because 99% of people on Earth think playing cards are for playing spades and I declare war and go fish. That's what 99.9% of people on Earth think playing cards are for. They think they're for going to Vegas and playing blackjack. Why do you think the house always wins? If the house always wins, what does that mean? If they can build these monstrous tower casinos in Vegas off of playing cards because the person dealing the cards is going to win 98% of the time, that's not an art. That's a science. What's up, American Eagle? What's up, Star? I ain't even looked at the chat room in like 5 minutes. But that's what you call a science. If anything can be duplicated to that level of consistency, you're dealing with a science. They don't tell you that. They say, hey, let's play some blackjack. Let's play some poker. And then when you get a brother like Phil Ivey, who can count those poker cards, what do they do with Phil Ivey? They don't let his ass play nowhere. I don't think about Phil Ivey today because, like, Phil Ivey has a little deal at the Hustler Casino over here in Gardena. And when I saw him on the billboard, I was thinking, man, this nigga Phil Ivey is banned from Vegas. He's banned from Macau. That brother understands the science. I haven't played poker in a long time. I'm gonna start back playing. The last time I played poker in Vegas was before I learned Cardology. It was like 10 years ago, the last time I played poker in Vegas. And I won. I won a poker tournament. I won a poker tournament at the Harrah's Casino in Vegas on the Strip. I won like $750. It was a hold'em tournament. It was like 150 people in that motherfucker. And I won that hoe. No, that wasn't that many. It was 60. What am I lying? That was the one over 150. I lost that bitch. I won the one where it was 60 players. That's why the pot was so small. It was like 750. But that's what Cardology really is, a science. It's a science. It's a calendar. 52 cards because we have 52 letters. Yeah, I know somebody saying we only have 26 letters. No, 52. Lowercase and uppercase. Your hearts and clubs are lowercase, 1 through 26. Starting with the ace of clubs is number 1. And the king of clubs, the ace of hearts is number 1. The ace of hearts is number 1. The king of hearts is 13. The king of clubs is 26. The king of spades is 52. Because 26 is the king of clubs and it starts back over. Uppercase A starts at 27. 27 is the ace of diamonds. And why am I giving you those numbers? Because just say I want to read somebody. Just say I want to read somebody, and they don't give me their birthday. I could also get a fairly good reading of you based on your name. And how I'll find the card of your name is to add up your how you spell your name, first and last name. Yep. First and last name. Capital B. Okay, capital B is gonna be card number 27. I take it back. This is how you do it. Like, I take your name. If your name is Brian, B, number 2, R, whatever number that is, whatever. I'll get the numerical value of your name, of each letter, and then I add it up, and whatever number that comes to, that's your card. And it's funny too, because you can read businesses. I read my business, Breakthrough Advocacy Services, right? And I'm really adding, with this Cardology, when I added up Breakthrough, I forgot what card it came to. But Breakthrough with his birthday, Breakthrough Advocacy Services, birthday is March 9th. And March 9th is the Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades is the card of, and mind you, when I created Breakthrough, I wasn't doing Cardology. I was just doing straight-laced mental health, relationship work. I didn't have any esoteric nothing in Breakthrough. So I did Breakthrough's card. It came up as an Ace of Spades. Guess what the Ace of Spades represents? Whenever you see Ace of Spades, understand this, down to that, to Jigga Man's cheap ass champagne. Anytime you see Ace of Spades, that's the card of the Magi. That's the card of hidden secrets. That's the card of occult knowledge. So if you look at like certain buildings, and you may see a spiritual shop, and that spiritual thing may have a Ace of Spades logo, or like somewhere on the or Ace of Spades somewhere. They're telling you up front, okay, anytime you see the Ace of Spades, they're telling you they're dealing with hidden knowledge. That's how accurate Cardology is. My company Breakthrough, now ever since I added it to my company, it's been the biggest part of it. Like, I got a cool amount of relationship clients. I had a ton of kids. But since I added Cardology to the company, man, this is the most business I've had. And so what does that tell you? That when you get that's an indication from the universe telling you you're on the right path. If you're not getting nothing the way you want it, that means you're not on the right path. That's just the universe talking. Or if it's minimal, you got to keep changing, keep refining. You can't give up. Like, for all you niggas out there that's doing something, you can't give up. You cannot give up. Fuck giving up. If you give up, I'll beat your ass, nigga. I said that. Yep, I said it. I said it, nigga. If you give up, I'll beat your ass. And if you're a woman that give up, I'll find a woman to beat your ass. I ain't gonna touch you, but I'll find like a woman that can hit hard, and I have her beat your ass if you give up. You can't give up. You just got to keep refining. And my company, for those of you who've been following me for a long time, I redid my Breakthrough website twice in the last 3 years. I put it up there initially. No, 3 times. That website has gone through 2 major revisions. At the initial setup. Then I went through a major revision about 2 years ago. And it worked, kinda. Then I went through another major revision 3 months ago. And I still didn't, and I don't even have the Cardology up on the website. But I went through my third major revision. I kept refining, and now I hit on something that's bigger than what I had before. And what I had before was pretty good. Like, I ain't shitting on what I had before. By no means. I like what I had before. But what I have now is even better. But what I have now is dealing with hidden occult knowledge. Let's just break that down. That's what Cardology is. But all occult means is hidden. That's all occult means. Matter of fact, saying hidden and occult is redundant. It's the same thing. That's like saying hidden. Occult means hidden knowledge. And the Cardology, for the most part, isn't hidden knowledge. It's knowledge, but it ain't nothing that niggas talk about. But what's the card of breakthrough advocacy services? The Ace of Spades. When I went and read that shit, I was like, yo, this is fucking crazy. The card of the company represents what I should have been doing the whole time. I guess I just wasn't ready at that time. You know what I mean? So it's like, you said, what does it mean for your card to be on top of the deck? I don't know. It might just be, if your card's at the top of the deck and it's your card, that might be a mirror. That's the way I interpret that. It's telling you to take some time to look at yourself. If your card's on top of the deck, that means, to me, I interpret that as Big Sky. That's you. That's your higher self saying, "Hey, give me some attention. I got something to tell you. Slow down. Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. Y'all used to smart niggas being skinny. Ha! Buddha was fat, nigga. It was a lot of skinny wise niggas around back in the day. But the world remembered a fat nigga, Buddha. God damn it. Gotta think about it. But that's why, like, fat jokes never bothered me. Like, I be like, okay, yeah, my flaws out front. Y'all get to see it, yada, 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 yada. But I have niggas cracking on me that can't control their emotions and they hit women. I'd rather be fat than a nigga that knock women out. Like, shit, okay. I'm fat, ha, 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 ha. Nigga. But you can't keep a woman. Niggas got 6 packs of abs and lonely than a motherfucker. Mad at women and crying that Kevin Samuels is gone because the motherfucker cannot get a constructive relationship with a woman to save his motherfucking life. I think I'd rather be me. Even when I was single, I always had women's cooperation. I be listening to some of you niggas talk about women. Like when I listen to some of these podcasts, I be like, God damn. These women really don't fuck with you, huh? And I be laughing. I appreciate that, Sage. Oh yeah, last thing first, I got you. And I do more. I can read your business. I can read, we can read your year. And I can read your year in 7. If we just say, okay, I want to see what's happening for me this year. I can break your year down in 7-week cycles. Hell, I can break it down in weekly cycles if you need me to. That'll take too long. But I can break your year down in 7-week cycles. Like, I'm telling you right now, I got concerned because this has been, y'all see how this 3 of diamonds has been, right, this week? It's been random. I have a 3 of diamonds season coming up in my yearly spread starting September 29th in my Mars. And Mars is the card of controversy. Mars is a card of war. That's what Mars is about. Mars is about getting some straightening. And Mars uses war to straighten things out. And I have a 3 of diamonds in that month. And 3 of diamonds basically means fucking bipolar. 3 of diamonds means, yeah, you might make a lot of money, but it's gonna be a whole lot of bullshit too. So I got a 7-week cycle coming up, and I'm over here already strategizing for it. You know what I mean? And let's think about this shit for a second. Go back to my reading I did on the United States. What did I say is going to happen in the first 7 weeks? For people who are like halfway up, okay, is this Cardology shit is real? Go back and listen to the reading. Go back and listen. I said these first 7 weeks, this first month of July, this shit gonna be cracking. It's gonna be all kind of bullshit going on. Get ready. What happened? A nigga got shot 60 times. You got all these people, all these shootings that's been going on. What happened on July 4th? The Georgia Guidestones just blew up out of nowhere. Remember that? I said starting July 4th and writing that little energy. Sometime when I give a date, sometimes that can mean 2 or 3 days before 2, because the energy starts coming in before that date. I said starting July 4th, it's gonna get real crazy, and it's gonna get worse in October. But it's gonna get better in March. But you had the Georgia Guidestones blew up. You had all this shit that's been going on. You had the explosion of the Hoover Dam. You've seen all these fucking cows die. I think on purpose, but that's another story. Chicken farms fucking catching on fire out of nowhere, goddammit. See, here in LA, we got beautiful weather. But you niggas down south and on the East Coast, y'all getting fucked up right now by Mother Nature. The summer is, I see why y'all here on the internet. Y'all, like, nigga, it's hot where y'all are. You niggas is hotter than the devil's taint. You niggas is baking right now. Y'all been baking for what, like 2 weeks? Shit. I told y'all that shit, this shit about to be cracking. But it's crazy. And then when I read the name of Breakthrough Advocacy Services, I forgot the exact card, but I remember when I read it, it said, oh, this is a company that, you know, works in the mental health field. Sounds like mental health. I was like, man, for real? So when I spell Breakthrough Advocacy Services out, it comes down to the card that helps, literally helps unite families. And then when I do it from the birthday, it comes out to be Ace of Spades, the card of the occult knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, you say you don't go outside between 11 and 8? Hell nah. Y'all baking. Like, LA's been feeling great though. Like, everywhere I've been driving, I've been having the sunroof open and the windows down. everywhere I go. Sunroof open, windows down, LA. I was at Bruce's Beach earlier. As a matter of fact, I'm like gonna go. One thing I need to do, me, the way I center myself is I meditate to music. I turn music on and I just release my thoughts into the music. That's why I like music with great string arrangements and horns. So I love jazz. I love jazz so much for that reason. But then sometimes I meditate to Earth, and Fire or Frankie Beverly. And Quan, I still owe you that Frankie Beverly and Mays episode of Incense and Ashtrays. But it's hectic right now. It's hectic. Hopefully I can do it Sunday. Hopefully. But I'm gonna go to Bruce's Beach. Cause I went by Bruce's Beach today. And one thing I like, every time I go by Bruce's Beach ever since the story got popular like 2 years ago, Bruce's Beach be full of niggas. And mind you, it don't be hardly no niggas in Manhattan Beach. Niggas don't kick it in Manhattan Beach. That's not a place for us. Because El Segundo, racist. If you ever look up the most racist towns in California, El Segundo, which is like right next door to Manhattan Beach, basically the same plot of land. That's why like the most racist city. Manhattan Beach is right next to it. They just as bad. And then you got Hermosa Beach and Redondo Beach. And so basically it's a whole enclave. A nigga don't come here. In that area where the black people kick it on Dockweiler Beach. And the residents of Manhattan Beach, they call Dockweiler Beach Ethnic Beach. I found a white boy told me that. I got a white homie that be telling me all the little white secrets. He be on code. He be hella off code for them. He's like I know like 2, maybe 3 off code white dudes. And he's definitely one of them. He be telling me all their little white slogans and sayings. He the one that told me about the Lunata Bay Boys, that surfer gang in Manhattan, Palos Verdes, that's been killing motherfuckers for the last 80 years. But Black Beach is Dockweiler Beach. And Dockweiler Beach is in between. It's basically Dockweiler Beach. Let me help y'all out, right? Dockweiler Beach is in the nutsack of LAX Airport. That's the Black Beach in LA, all right? Dockweiler Beach. When you take off from LAX, that strip of beach that the airplane is under, that's Dockweiler Beach. Mind you, Dockweiler is also where the shit plant is for LA. All the shit in Southern California, from Palmdale to motherfucking Riverside to LA, all that shit gets pumped out. Where? Dockweiler Beach. It's a tube. It's Dockweiler and El Segundo. They say it's a pipe. And if any of you guys have a Grand Theft Auto 5, if you go under the water at the beach, you'll see that pipe. They have it on Grand Theft Auto 5. And it's near that diving mission when you go down to get that money at the submarine. But that pipe supposedly goes 5 miles out. That's what they say. I doubt it goes that far out. But all that's Nigga Beach. And they've done everything they can to shut down Nigga Beach over the last 5 years here in LA. They took away all the free parking. And they just made it really hard to get to. But anyway, Bruce's Beach is about 2.5 miles from Nigga Beach. You never see niggas in Bruce's Beach. Manhattan Beach, that's not... Only time I go to Manhattan Beach is to go to this breakfast spot called Uncle Bill's. They got some good-ass pancakes. It's the only time I ever go to Manhattan Beach. Kendrick Lamar just bought a house in Manhattan Beach. Manhattan Beach is a city that has the most per capita athletes in the world. I don't know if it still has that, but per capita, Manhattan Beach for like decades has had the most professional athletes. Like half the Lakers would always live there, half the Clippers, the Russian fucking volleyball team and hockey team and shit. But Manhattan Beach is very white. It's super white. When I drove Uber, like I remember I had this one white boy passenger in Uber, like 5 years ago. He said he would be like, man, Manhattan Beach is too fucking white. You can't smoke cigarettes in Manhattan Beach, y'all. I don't mean inside, I mean outside. Manhattan Beach is so white, you can't smoke cigarettes outside. Manhattan Beach gives tickets to white kids for playing their music too loud. That's Manhattan Beach. Manhattan Beach gives tickets to white teenagers for playing their music too loud, especially if they're playing hip hop. Manhattan Beach is a city where white folks just fight each other all goddamn day. And these black people just got their land back in a city where, because it's so white, niggas don't want to go there. So it's basically nothing but white people fighting white people. I told this story before when I had this Uber passenger years ago. I'm going to tell a story in a nutshell. I'm not going to tell the whole story. I'm just going to put it in a nutshell. There was a person that had a house. It was like 2 lots in Manhattan Beach that were like really big, like half acre. Because the rest of Manhattan Beach, the lots are very small. So they built the houses 3 stories tall. And the social area is on the rooftop because there's not enough land to have a yard in Manhattan Beach. They built these houses so fucking close together. So it's basically these long 3-story houses. And the yard is on the roof. And so this one white dude actually had a lot that was like a 3, not even a half acre, it was like 3/4 of an acre. No, not 3/4 of an acre, 3/8, 0.375. I remember it was like somewhere around there. And there he was like, yeah, he doesn't invite people over to his house that live in Manhattan Beach because he said that if they knew how big his house was, if they knew how big his yard was, because his yard's behind a whole bunch of shrubbery, you can't see it. They said if people in Manhattan Beach knew how big his yard was, they go to the city council and they basically fight him to get him up out of his house and have his lot subdivided. Because no one should have a lot that big in Manhattan Beach. He literally said that's why, like his homie, don't invite people over to the house. Because they tried it before. He was like, if these Manhattan Beach motherfuckers knew how big my lot was, they fucking sue to get me kicked out, eminent domain, and they have my lot subdivided. And this was a real concern from another white man. That's how fucking white Manhattan Beach is. And that's where Bruce's Beach. So it's not going to be an easy thing for them. Like, see what happened when they initially evaluated the land. Before they got it, it was worth $75 million. Now that they got the land, it's worth $20 million. You see how that happened? How that happened during a time that the fucking real estate market is booming. Try to get a house in Manhattan Beach for less than $5 million on the waterfront. I mean, the size of Bruce's Beach, I haven't Zillowed the price of real estate in Manhattan Beach lately, but I'm sure those lots are The smallest one is going for $4 million. I'm sure it's houses in Manhattan Beach, especially that's on the Strand. I have no doubt there are houses in Manhattan Beach now going for close to the $10 million ticket. Yeah. And they have enough land to put up easily. Bruce's Beach is enough land to put up easily 100 Manhattan Beach size homes because it'd be on 3 blocks, maybe I think 4 blocks. So you'd have about, you could fit maybe 50, maybe 40 homes on a block, front to back. And they'd have 3 blocks. Because Manhattan Beach don't have big homes, big lots. They divide those lots up thin and long and stack the houses. And the cheapest house that you would sell on Highland Ave will go for, since it's brand new, will go for about $4 million. The ones that you get, and at each block you get closer to the beach, you're gonna add another $3 million in value. At least 3 in value for every block you get close to the beach. And they're saying that lot is worth $20 million. Nigga, please. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but them white folks, they spend all day fighting each other. They about to get on code. They're about to put all that fighting each other to the side and target them black folks. We just gotta be understanding, and whatever happens, we gotta support them. We can't believe anything the media is saying about them people. Cause black people now, once they actually get the land, media gonna be writing these little bullshit hit pieces. They're gonna find the cousin that's a crackhead that robbed the liquor store back in 1982. Pretty soon it's gonna be a CBS article about a crackhead cousin of theirs that robbed the liquor store and a bank in 1982 and just got out of jail 2 years ago. What is Darnell Knight going to do with his portion of the money? He spent the last 37 years in prison for robbing a liquor store and a bank in the same day. Is Darnell Knight representative of the Bruce Beach family? We know they're all not like that, but hey. I'll tell you why. A lot of your media members live in Manhattan Beach. That's another thing. Because like Fox Sports is over in El Segundo. It's a lot of people, like a lot of your people who work in media, and I'm not talking about necessarily the people up front. The people on the camera, a lot of people on the camera can't even afford to live in fucking Manhattan Beach. But the people behind the camera, a lot of them live in Manhattan Beach. A lot of you motherfuckers that's behind the camera at your networks here in LA, they live on that beach. So be aware. Yeah, that's probably, you said the city wants to lease the land. What's up, Sugar D? Rosa Bloom? Good to see you. That would be a good deal for the city to lease the land. I would take that deal. Because if that will probably be the best deal for the family, it'll be generational wealth because it'll be a consistent paycheck. And because if they try to develop it, those white folks gonna get on cold. It's gonna be, they'll probably throw in a bullshit ass developer. The cost of the project ends up becoming 5 times the amount they projected. They end up losing. Nah. If the city wants to lease the land, that's what I would do. It was taken through eminent domain. Oh, that's dope, last name first. So it's like, if the city wants to lease the land from them, that's what I would do. But I think on Monday, yeah, I'm a meditator. I think on Monday, yeah. Yeah, I think Quan, if I do this coincidence, incense, and ashtrays, it's gonna have to be Sunday night. Cause Monday night, I think I'm gonna go to Bruce's Beach. And I don't know. I might go to Bruce's Beach and shroom out for a little bit. Just sit there and look at the water. Such a beautiful motherfucking view from Bruce's Beach. So I'm definitely shrooming on Monday. I ain't shroomed in a while. I think I'm definitely gonna shroom on Monday night. But I might go to the beach and start my trip around sunset. Shroom out and watch the sunset on Bruce's Beach. I might do that Monday. Catch an Uber so I ain't driving. Or have my wife take me. Yeah, I think I might do that shit. Hell, like, people say, I be getting all kinds of answers when I shroom. I be getting all kinds of visions and ideas. And every time I've brought those visions into the real world, they paid monetarily. Again, everything ain't for everybody. Like my Cardology ain't for everybody. It's some people out there to where reading playing cards, that's too much. And I get it. I get it. I was like that 10 years ago. If you told me 10 years ago you was gonna read some fucking cards, I'd have told you to kiss my fat ass. Fuck away from me. Ten years ago, I wasn't really fucking with Jesus no more, but I definitely wasn't fucking with no damn playing cards. Shit. So if that, you gotta go whatever your flow is. You know what I mean? You gotta be genuine to yourself, whatever stage you are in your life. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I got a couple shroom candy bars. I might do that at Bruce's Beach. Or nah. I think I might just go to Bruce's Beach and watch the sunset, and then drive home and shroom from home. I might do that. But I'm definitely gonna go to Bruce's Beach on Monday. I need to zone out and listen to some John Coltrane. It'd be a whole bunch of niggas up there. That's why I like it. Like I said before. Now that Bruce's Beach has been claimed, and you know what I like about that? I know it pisses them white people off, boy. Them white folks in Manhattan Beach are so goddamn racist. Every time I drive past Bruce's Beach, it's a lot of black people there. And I ain't never seen that many black people in Manhattan Beach. Not in Hermosa Beach, not Redondo Beach, nigga, not El Segundo. Hell, niggas don't even be in Hawthorne like that no more. Bruce's Beach, man. Nigga, it's a nigga here, it's a nigga there. Oh, it's another nigga. Hey, nigga. Are you over in France? That's dope. That's dope. Bear Station, Texas? Yeah. And that's nothing to the Cardology. They represent the 13 the 13 cards represent the seasons in your life, each planet. Like, yeah, everyone has 13 cards. Just like you have, the 12 disciples plus Jesus, 13. The original 13 zodiac. The 13 is a very important number. And you live your life in 13-year cycles. So that you literally do change and grow and become new people. Like, it's not now you may not grow in certain areas, and usually when you're frustrated in life, it's because you're choosing not to grow in a certain area. But it's the reason why 39, 40, you feel different than you did when you was in your early 30s. Because now you're in your Jupiter years. You're in your Mars years, age 26 to 39. Those are them fighting you. Those are you really learning yourself, and it's a struggle. It's a fight. War, Mars is war. You really fighting for your position in life, 26 to 39. You really figuring that shit out. 13 to 26 are your Venus years. It's more feminine. Feminine education. Women are the first teachers. Feminine energy. You're learning in your 13, 26. That's what you're learning what it is. That's what you're learning through, observation. And 0 to 13 is your Mercury years. Youthful planet, rushful. That's where you learn how to communicate. Your Jupiter years is where you start to put it all together. Because in Venus, you're learning. In Mars, you're figuring it out. You're fighting. And then when you get into Jupiter, age 39, 40, you're now applying the lessons of your Venus learning years, Mars figuring it out years, and refining it years. So by the time you get to your Jupiter years, you're in one of two positions. Either if you've done the things and took care of business during your Mercury, Mars, and Venus years, you're now in a flow with those things. Your business is moving ahead. You may want to shift and change things, but the things that you do are kind of moving at that point. But if you're 40 and things ain't right and you just hella frustrated, that's because you didn't learn the lessons that were put in front of you during Venus and Mars. During Venus, you was probably goofing off, not really paying attention. And then we got to your Mars years, life started beating your ass over the head, but you kept doing the same silly shit you was doing and you didn't learn from it. Now you get to the Jupiter years, you really fucked up. Hell no, 13 ain't negative, Frank Green. See, that's the thing about it. We have to know, we gotta unlearn. You know what I mean? Gotta unlearn. These crackers have taught us everything wrong. Go back and listen to Dr. Clyde Winter's episode on the show. They didn't teach us shit. They didn't teach us shit. Everything we learned is a lie. Everything. Everything. So it's almost like the truth is unbelievable. It's unbelievable to people that you can chart your life progress out through a deck of playing cards. You know? Think about 666. 666 is the number of carbon. Carbon is melanin. Carbon is you, it's me. It's the black. But they told you 666 is evil. You dig what I'm saying? They told you black was evil. Look at some of these niggas that was in the chat room when Clyde. Y'all notice when I had Clyde Winters on, it was a lot of people in the chat room that weren't regulars coming in just to troll him. And I'm like, look, if you have a grievance with somebody, I get it. I respect everybody's grievance. Whatever. It's not my business. Your grievance was your grievance. If you have grievance with what somebody say, write your own book. You're not gonna get your shit off in a YouTube chat room. It's like, what do you think you're going to accomplish? Let's just analyze this real quick. What is there to accomplish in a YouTube chat room arguing with a scholar who's on camera and can't even read what you're saying? What do you gain? Do you think the people watching the video of the scholar who's written 34 books on these various subjects and more peer-reviewed articles, are they gonna listen to that person? Or are they gonna listen to your comments in the chat? Just being logical. The best way to get at somebody is to write your own book with your own research. Promote it, market it. Get invited on some YouTube platforms, they'll push it. And then we can read your book, we can read that person's book, and we can decide what do we think, who's right or wrong. What's up, Straight Fire Channel? You're right, Quan. Straight up ego. But this is how people think. That's what be going on in these streets. That's what be going on in these streets. Just write your own book. I don't like the way they talk about black music. You dig? I hate the way they talk. I do not like the way these crackers and these other people, these Democratic approved Negroes, like talking about our music. So I created my own fucking tree based off history that can't nobody fucking dispute because it's real. I started creating my own content. The whole Incense and Ashtrays brand, I created Incense and Ashtrays because I want the story of music to be told right. I have reverence and respect for these people. The musicians are God. They're the gods, man. An athlete ain't no god. Man, athletes is cool. I mean, I'm not gonna take away from the athletes. But there are a lot of people on this planet who don't give a fuck about sports. None. But everybody listens to music, whether they want to or don't want to. It's gonna be in every commercial, every TV show, every movie, every elevator you get in, every store you go in. Let's think about how deep music is. Music is going to be something you experience whether you want to or not. Whether you want to or not. The musicians are the ones that bring the information, the music from the ethers, and make it materialize and synthesize it here on earth. The music comes through you. You know? I remember my father-in-law telling me a story about some music he put together. And I remember he said sometimes when he would write, he had a period in the early 70s. This is when he was working with like Michael Jackson and Eddie Kendricks. And this would happen sometimes where he's like, he would just put his pen to paper and the notes would just come. Wouldn't even think about it. He'd write a whole orchestra arrangement, vocals, vocal arrangements, and the notes would just appear. And it would be like he's filling in the dots on a Scantron test. Now that wasn't how all songs he did. Like songs like, I remember I said, what about Zoom? I said, did the notes disappear to you on Zoom? He was like, nah, I thought of that. I wrote that shit. He's so goddamn funny. But that's how it is. I know that's how it is like with comedy. When I do stand-up comedy, when I'm being a creative, that comes from the ethers. Again, that's why on Craig Facts, I'm either gonna be funny or I'm gonna be thinking. It's very tough to go back and forth between the two. Because when I'm talking to you guys about history and shit like that, that's shit I've cataloged in my brain. But if I crack a joke, that comes through me. I just open myself up to the vibration of funny, and it just comes whenever I want it to. It just comes. Like some people, when they do stand-up, I don't do stand-up as much as I used to. I don't have a set. I don't have not one set that I ever wrote out. I have topics that I go on when I go on stage. I have certain topics I want to cover, and I may have 2 or 3 punchlines that I use to keep myself on course. But my stand-up comedy, man, I treat that like jazz. It's improv. I improv every night. I'm never gonna say the same joke twice the same way. Every night I deliver a joke, it's gonna be different than the last night. I treat my comedy like jazz. That's straight up improv for me. Because I'm in tune with who I am as a black man, as a black American. What's up, Mike? My nigga Mike Robinson. Hey, Mike, I was just talking about you with, I'm gonna get back. Hey, Quan, don't let me forget my spot. What I was just saying. I was just talking to, what's his name about you, what's his name? Hey, y'all in the chat room. If y'all saw Craig Facts on Wednesday, what's his name? The barber. Conrad. You know Conrad. Remember, Conrad was on Craig Facts, Mike. And before the show, we was talking about you. Because he was like, didn't I see you on Mike Robinson's show? Yeah. Mike was Mike. I didn't know you managed, Mike Robinson managed Conrad back in 91 or something like that. You was like you worked, see, Mike Robinson is one of the most interesting people. Y'all follow Mike Robinson Boulevard. That's one interesting brother. I love this dude right here. And I've had Mike on the show, but take time out right now to follow whatever Mike Robinson's doing. This is somebody I got complete love for. Because that brother be on his shit. Like before I started doing Craig Facts, me and Mike Robinson did a podcast together for like 2 years. And that really helped me get my chops up. Because y'all niggas don't know podcasting is not easy, timing-wise. But my nigga Mike, yeah, he was like, y'all was doing some. This nigga Mike got all kinds of stories of being around the greatest niggas in hip hop history, especially West Coast hip hop history. My nigga Mike Robertson could tell you a personal story about almost all them niggas. I like listening. I like listening to him talk about that kind of shit. But where was I? Nah, it ain't too late to crack open another bottle of Cab. Hell no, it ain't too late. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Yeah. Yeah, Mike Robinson Boulevard. That's where me and Mike we did that show every week for what? 2 years, Mike? 3 years? Me and Mike's first episode was the night Trump got elected. It was the night Trump got elected. Yeah. But where was I at before that, Quan? I had lost my train of thought. Oh, music and art. That shit is channeled. Michael Jackson used to say he liked staying up late all night. He's like, because he felt that, Michael Jackson felt that if he went to sleep before 3 a.m., Prince would get the song before him. Because it's just, the song it comes to you. It comes through you. And so our musicians, they the gods. They really are. That's why I have such respect for those who do it with integrity. Because you could be a god or you could be a demigod. Well, you could be a god for good, a god for evil. It's all godly, chaos. It's all godly. I don't see them as much different. They're different, but I don't see them, I understand both for what they are. They're both necessary ultimately. But what do you use your godship for? I look at Jay-Z calls himself a god, and he is a god. But what has this been of his result, his effect? Jay-Z been telling you niggas for 25 years about how much money he got and how to spend money. 25 years ago, black people owned the hood. All that money Jay-Z talk, nigga, we gentrified out that motherfucker like crazy. So what did he use his godship for ultimately? These are questions you ask. That's why I be harsh on people, on certain musicians. Cause it's like, nah, I understand you a god. But what are you using it for? Are you helping the people? Or are you giving the people poison? That's true, Frank. Pay attention to the times you randomly wake up. Yeah. And also, I like being up at 3 a.m. I know that for me, when I'm at my best, I'll be up at that time, around that time. I know that when I'm going through some shit, I'm never up at that time. And sometimes that's an indicator too. I'm a creative, like 3 a.m. is my favorite time of the night, of the day. But 3 a.m., 3 to 4 a.m., spiritually, that's when the veil is thinnest between the physical and the spiritual world. Notice how many songs you hear talking about 3 a.m. Just type in 3 a.m. and look at, I haven't even Googled this, but think about how many songs that mention 3 in the morning. It's the reason why 3 in the morning is mentioned so much. 3 in the morning is when the energy's the calmest on the planet. Yeah, those are the time. Those are the times. You want to be up between 1 and 4. You really want to be up at 3. That's why, like, anytime I shroom, I usually don't start my shrooms till like 8, 9 o'clock. Because I want to be up at 3, 4 in the morning when I'm on the shroom trip. I want my shit to be peaking out between 1 and 4. I shroom and I drink wine at the same time. I drink wine when I shroom. So when I get to about 2, 3, man, I'm getting all kinds of inspiration. Ooh, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write this. I don't shroom. That's why I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna shroom. I don't shroom in public. I tried that shit one time. I ain't never doing it again. Shrooming is straight up creative, spiritual experience for me. So I popped them hoes like at 9 o'clock. Yeah. And 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, man, I have my Earth and the Fire playing, or I love listening to Michael Jackson when I'm shrooming out. I love listening to Michael Jackson. You really don't, like, especially like Michael Jackson's History album. Man, Michael Jackson encoded, because I heard History a lot before. But when I listen to History on mushrooms, I'm like, hold on. Man, I started hearing shit that I ain't never heard them. Because Michael Jackson, he layered. History's a very deep album. People, like, I knew it was deep before I heard it on shrooms. I already thought History was the most gangster album of the 90s, right behind Death Certificate. I thought Death Certificate was the most gangster album of the 90s. And the second most gangster album of the 90s was History. Because Michael Jackson was really going at the people who really need to be got at. And I heard it on that level. But then when I heard History again on shrooms, it was certain things Michael Jackson was saying underneath the music. It was like, oh, this nigga talking some shit. Yeah. Yep, Frank. What time is the golden time of day? Here's what the song, that's a good question, Rob Trimble. Golden time of day is a double and triple entendre. The golden time of day is talking about the sunset, you know. The sunset, if it's the winter time, it could be 5, 6 o'clock. If it's summertime, it could be 8, 9 o'clock. If you're in Seattle, 10 o'clock. That's the physical side of golden time of day. That's the surface level meaning. And I'm going to break this down because I'm going to do a breakdown of Frankie Beverly and Maze pretty soon on Incense and Ashtrays. And I'm going to talk about this on the show. Well, golden time of day, the surface level is the time the sun is setting. The underneath that, golden time of day is, there's a time of the day when you find out who you are. Don't you feel it's okay? The golden time of day is also that time that the sun is setting on your naivety and you're going into the darkness to wake up to who you are. There comes a time in your life when he also says there's a time in your life when you find out who you are. That's the golden time of day. Go to sleep on that. wake up a new person. Golden time of day is the time that you wake up. You're at the gold of you're at the gold of your being. You're the zenith, and the time is golden. What does gold represent? Gold represents royalty. Gold represents healing. Because you gotta remember, there's also color magic. And I'm not into color magic yet, but I'm gonna learn color magic too. Color therapy, because every color has a vibration. People from the Caribbean and tropical environments, they hear in color. People who live in tropical environments, they'll hear a certain sound and see green. That's why your Caribbean color countries, they wear such bright colors. Brazil, anywhere there's a tropical environment, they wear a lot of bright colors because a lot of them hear in color. Like, there's a reason why I call it blue. The blues. Blue is a feeling. Red is the color of sex. Pink is the color, of, if you look at anything that's a goddamn, like a donut stand or any kind of bakery, bakeries always use pink. Pink means sweet. Gives you that energy. But the gold represents healing. Gold represents high vibration. And so golden time of day, when you realize and find out who you are, that's the golden time of your day. That's when you're in your goal. And when you're in your golden state, that's when you're operating at the best of who you are. So Frankie he gave you surface level meaning, and he also gave you life game. You don't reach the golden time of day in your life until you find out who you are. Until you get in touch with yourself. Until you know what it is. That's the golden time of day. I did Royers already. Senator, you said you shroom at high noon on hot days, Senator. Hey, grounding. I can see getting energy from the sun while you shroom. I can see that. I can see that, Dr. Senator. You stand on the grass in the daytime. I bet you in real life, Dr. Senator looked like Gary Coleman. That nigga 4'6". And I'm talking about Gary Coleman when he had the afro with the part in his hair. Rest in peace, Gary Coleman. I met him. He used to come to the bank I used to work at sometimes before he died. Gary Coleman was a security guard at the Fox Hills Mall. I remember a few times him coming to the bank, and we did not like when he came into the bank, because that nigga was mean. When I was a teller, when Gary Coleman would be in line, I remember when I was new, I was like, oh shit, Gary Coleman. And I went, the people, my manager and everybody in the back, they kind of smirking and laughing. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get Gary Coleman in the window. I'm over here thinking it's something. That nigga was an asshole. And they were sitting in the back, like laughing at me, thinking like, cause motherfuckers would be like, when niggas would see Gary Coleman was next, they'd be like, okay, I'm going to my break. But hell yeah, George Duke was great. Yeah, but Dr. Sinners, I can see that. I'm waiting to get back to Lake. I just been so fucking busy, man. I gotta get back to Lake Tahoe. The next time I really shroom out is gonna be in Lake Tahoe. I love Lake Tahoe. That place is magic. I gotta get back to Moonstone Beach. Yeah, 3 places I gotta shroom out before the year's up. Lake Tahoe, Moonstone Beach. Moonstone Beach is it's just this one strip, this one street in Cambria, California. It's like literally one street. And it got a whole bunch of like hotel houses and small boutique hotels on the beach. And whenever I go there, I stay in the hotel facing the water, room 101, second level. And I shroomed the fuck out on my balcony. Shrooms and like 10, 15 blunts. And I got a shroom in, I got to get back out to Borrego Springs. That's a spot out here in the desert. Like, it's like an hour south of Palm Springs. It's like literally nothing. And it's a dark sky community. And usually I go there like once a year, even though I haven't been like in 2 years. And you just sit and watch the stars. You can see the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy band. Like, they lied to you. They told you back in school that little band of stars that you see is the Milky Way. No. It's the Milky Way's collision with the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy. And that's that band of stars. Go look it up. Google Sagittarius dwarf galaxy. Like, once a year, I like to go out there on new moon, when it's all the way dark. Stay for like 2 nights. I don't do LSD now. Who does LSD? All right, last man first. You have a good one. Yeah, I ain't see here's my line. My line is, if it was made in a lab, I don't want it. I like earth-grown drugs. You dig? I'm not saying, and I ain't saying, and I like shit. I like the shit that was earth-grown. If it had to be processed, like cocaine is a coca plant, but I can't do the processed drugs. Now, I will do some DMT one day pretty soon. Like, I keep saying I'm going to do DMT. And I got to connect, too, for DMT also. But I want to get, honestly, I'm going to do that toe. I'm going to do that, I'm going to go visit a shaman and go to one of those toad. They had those like out in Joshua Tree where you get like a guided like toad trip. How many grams do I take? See, it depends on the strength of the shroom. There have been nights that I've done 8 grams of shrooms easily. But those are kind of, I've done nights where I've done 8 grams, 6 grams. Like, I've dialed it back. Usually I do, like, if I really want to trip, I do 5 grams now. To me, a microdose is an eighth. Like a whole candy bar, that's like a cool trip. Like, if I just do an eighth, that's a cool trip to me. I'm a big nigga. I could easily do 8 grams of shrooms, easily. The recommended dosage for shrooms is an eighth for a major trip. If you ain't ever done shrooms before, what they say, I ain't no doctor, so I ain't telling you what to do shit. But if you ain't ever done shrooms before, A gram, no more than 2. That's all you need. 2 grams max. If you ain't never done it before, a gram, gram and a half. That's what I've heard people when they're new to it. That's what they do. That's what I've heard. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do no LSD. That's some process shit. I don't know about that. But to the people I know that LSD has created great music, you cannot deny LSD's impact on rock and roll and funk and disco. Jimi Hendrix, George Clinton, Sly Stone, Grateful Dead. You cannot deny LSD's impact on music. I just don't think it's for me. I'm about to get the fuck up out of here. I'm about to go in the house and chill. I'll see y'all hopefully Sunday. It depends on my goddamn schedule. I'll holler at y'all.